The Rise and Fall of Gurara Capital. Season 1. Episode 7. The Stolen Treasure.
Umar Yusuf was always looking for an opportunity to get ahead, and he wasn't afraid to bend the rules to do it. Ever since he had joined Gurara Capital, he had been searching for ways to make himself indispensable, to prove that he was more than just another employee. And now, as he sat at his desk, his eyes scanning through the folders on Umar's old computer, he felt like he had finally found the opportunity he had been waiting for. Umar had been meticulous in his work. Even after he was let go, his files had remained on the company server, tucked away in folders that no one had bothered to look through. But Ahmed was different. He knew that Umar had been working on something big before he left, a project that had the potential to change everything for Gurara Capital. And now, as Ahmed opened one of the folders, he saw the documents that confirmed it. Detailed analysis, charts, projections. Umar had been working on a new investment strategy, one that could bring significant returns to the company. Ahmed leaned back in his chair, a slow smile spreading across his face. He could feel the excitement building inside him. This was it. This was what he needed to impress Sarah, to prove to her that he was capable of taking Gurara Capital to the next level. All he had to do was make it look like this was his work, like he had come up with these ideas on his own. And with Umar out of the picture, there was no one to challenge him, no one to call him out on his lies. Ahmed spent the next few days going through Umar's research, familiarizing himself with every detail, every calculation. He stayed late in the office, making sure that no one else was around to see what he was doing. He printed out the charts, made his own notes, and prepared a presentation that would showcase the groundbreaking ideas that he was about to claim as his own. The day of the presentation arrived, and Ahmed could feel the adrenaline coursing through his veins as he stood in front of the conference room, the projector casting his slides onto the screen behind him. The room was filled with department heads, key stakeholders, and of course, Sarah Mark. She sat at the head of the table, her eyes fixed on Ahmed, her expression unreadable. "Thank you all for being here," Ahmed began. "Today, I want to share with you a new investment strategy that I've been working on. I believe that this approach could bring significant returns to Gurara Capital, and I'm excited to show you what we've come up with." He clicked through the slides, each one showcasing the work that Umar had done, the detailed analysis, the projections, the potential risks and rewards. Ahmed spoke with authority, his voice steady as he explained the strategy, the potential benefits, the way it could position Gurara Capital as a leader in the market. He watched as the faces around the table began to change, the initial skepticism giving way to interest, to excitement. Sarah leaned forward, her eyes narrowing as she studied the slides. She looked impressed, and Ahmed could feel his confidence growing with each passing moment. "This is excellent work, Ahmed," Sarah said, her voice filled with admiration. "These ideas are exactly what we need to stay ahead of the competition. I'm very impressed." Ahmed smiled, a surge of satisfaction washing over him. He had done it. He had taken Umar's work and made it his own, and now he was reaping the rewards. He could see the nods of approval from the others in the room, could feel the respect that he had been craving for so long. For a moment, he allowed himself to believe that this was his success, that he deserved the praise that was being heaped on him. But as Ahmed basked in the glow of Sarah's approval, a memory flashed through his mind, a memory of Umar sitting at his desk late at night, his eyes focused on the computer screen, his fingers moving quickly over the keyboard. Ahmed had seen him working on this research, had watched from a distance as Umar poured his heart and soul into it, never asking for recognition, never demanding praise. It had been Umar's dedication, his hard work, that had made this possible. And now, Ahmed was standing here, taking credit for it all. Ahmed pushed the memory aside, refusing to let it ruin his moment. He had worked hard too, he told himself. He had put in the effort to understand the research, to present it in a way that would impress Sarah. He deserved this. He deserved the recognition. As the meeting ended, Sarah approached Ahmed, her smile warm, her eyes filled with respect. "I'd like you to take the lead on this project, Ahmed," she said. "I think you have a real talent for this, and I want to see where you can take it." Ahmed nodded, his heart pounding in his chest. "Thank you, Miss Mark. I won't let you down." But as Ahmed walked back to his desk, the weight of what he had done began to settle in. He had taken Umar's work, had claimed it as his own, and now he was expected to lead the project, to deliver on the promises he had made. He knew the research inside and out, but he also knew that he didn't have Umar's instincts, his understanding of the market, his ability to see the bigger picture. Ahmed could replicate the work, but he couldn't replicate Umar's talent. A few days later, Ahmed was in his office, going over the latest data, when he heard a knock on the door. He looked up, his heart skipping a beat as he saw Aisha standing there, her eyes suspicious, her expression unreadable. "Ahmed, can I talk to you for a minute?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. Ahmed forced a smile, nodding. "Of course, Aisha. What's on your mind?" Aisha stepped into the office, closing the door behind her. She looked at Ahmed, her eyes narrowing. "I've been looking through some of the old files," she said. "I noticed that a lot of the work you've been presenting, it looks a lot like the research Umar was working on before he left." Ahmed felt a chill run down his spine, his smile faltering. "Well, Umar and I worked closely together on some of these ideas," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. "I guess I just picked up where he left off." Aisha didn't look convinced. She crossed her arms over her chest, her eyes never leaving Ahmed's. "I don't remember you being involved in that project, Ahmed. In fact, I remember Umar working on it alone. Are you sure you're being completely honest?" Ahmed felt his heart pounding in his chest, panic rising inside him. He forced himself to stay calm, to keep his expression neutral. "Aisha, I understand your concerns, but I assure you, everything I've presented is my work. Umar may have started it, but I've taken it further, developed it into something new." Aisha studied him for a moment longer, then nodded slowly. "I hope that's true, Ahmed. Because if it's not, the truth will come out eventually. It always does." As she left the office, Ahmed let out a shaky breath, his hands trembling. He knew she was right. The truth had a way of coming out, no matter how deeply it was buried. And as much as he tried to convince himself that he could keep up the charade, a part of him knew that it was only a matter of time before everything fell apart. For now, Ahmed had managed to fool Sarah, to impress the people around him. But the weight of his lie was growing heavier with each passing day, and he couldn't shake the feeling that his time was running out. The truth was out there, waiting to be uncovered, and Ahmed knew that when it finally did, there would be no hiding from it.